The book discussed the indiscriminate use of pesticides, particularly DDT, without considering the long-term effects on the environment and human health. It emphasized how the widespread use of pesticides contaminated soil, water, and air, leading to harmful consequences for the ecosystem and human well-being. The book elaborated on the concepts of bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Carson explained how pesticides accumulate in the bodies of organisms, leading to poisoning over time. She also described biomagnification, where the concentration of pesticides increases as they move up the food chain. These processes resulted in the poisoning of birds and other wildlife, leading to population declines and disruptions in ecosystems. The book emphasized the potential health effects of pesticide exposure on humans. Carson raised awareness about the link between pesticide exposure and serious health issues, such as cancer and reproductive problems. Her work called for more research and stricter regulations to safeguard human health from pesticide toxicity. The book drew attention to the declining populations of bird species caused by pesticide use. Carson explained how pesticides not only harmed target pests but also disrupted ecosystems by affecting beneficial organisms. Silent Spring emphasized the significance of preserving biodiversity and maintaining ecosystem balance through responsible pesticide use. The publication of Silent Spring had a profound impact on raising public awareness about the dangers of pesticide use. It ignited widespread debate and concern, prompting increased scrutiny of pesticide practices. As a result, stricter regulations were put in place to protect the environment and human health from the harmful effects of pesticides. The book Silent Spring served as a catalyst for the modern environmental movement. It emphasized the importance of environmental conservation and inspired individuals and organizations to push for sustainable practices and the preservation of natural resources. Furthermore, its influence extended to the development of environmental protection laws and the establishment of various environmental organizations dedicated to safeguarding the environment. In The Omnivore's Dilemma, one of the key concepts explored is the industrial food system. This system is characterized by reliance on factory farming and the use of chemical inputs in food production. The book raises questions about the health and safety of processed foods and examines the consolidation of power in the hands of a few large corporations. It calls for greater transparency and accountability in the food industry. Another key concept explored in The Omnivore's Dilemma is the impact of agriculture on the environment. The book discusses the effects of monoculture farming, including soil degradation and the loss of biodiversity. It also looks at the use of pesticides and synthetic fertilizers and highlights the importance of sustainable farming practices that prioritize soil health and biodiversity. The book calls for a shift towards regenerative agriculture to mitigate the environmental impacts of food production. In terms of sustainable food choices, The Omnivore's Dilemma emphasizes the importance of supporting local and organic food systems. It encourages readers to know where their food comes from and understand the true cost of cheap food. The book highlights the benefits of eating seasonally and reducing reliance on processed foods. It also covers the concept of food miles and the environmental impact of long-distance food transportation. The impact of The Omnivore's Dilemma on promoting sustainable and ethical food practices cannot be overstated. The book has raised awareness about the environmental and health consequences of the industrial food system. It has inspired individuals to make more conscious food choices and has encouraged the growth of local and organic food movements. The book has also influenced the development of food policies and regulations. The main findings and research presented in Silent Snow focus on the impact of pollution on the Arctic ecosystem. In the book, it highlights the effects of persistent organic pollutants, POPs, on wildlife and indigenous communities. The research showcased in the book emphasizes the need for immediate action to mitigate the impact of pollution on wildlife and indigenous communities. The author provides a comprehensive analysis of the current state of pollution in the Arctic region. Silent Snow discusses the long-term consequences of pollution on both wildlife and indigenous communities in the Arctic. In Diamond's book Collapse, He provides an overview of the various factors that contribute to the collapse of civilizations throughout history. One of the major factors is the environmental challenges faced by societies. These challenges, such as deforestation and climate change, have had detrimental effects on civilizations. Additionally, the lack of sustainable resource management has also played a significant role in the collapse of civilizations. It is important for societies to prioritize sustainable practices in order to avoid the same fate as past civilizations. The concept of mass extinction as presented in the book The Sixth Extinction focuses on human-induced factors and their impacts on biodiversity. One of the main points discussed is the impact of human activities such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change on the loss of species. Deforestation destroys natural habitats, while pollution from industries and vehicles negatively affects ecosystems and the health of living organisms. Climate change disrupts ecosystems and threatens the survival of many species. Overexploitation of natural resources by humans leads to the extinction of certain species. Additionally, the introduction of invasive species by human actions can disrupt native ecosystems and cause the decline of native species. The main thesis of Guns, Germs, and Steel revolves around understanding how geography, environment, and technology have influenced the development and destiny of civilizations throughout human history. The significance of Guns, Germs, and Steel lies in its ability to enhance our understanding of how the environment and human societies are deeply interconnected. Sea level rise is a result of multiple factors. The primary cause is the expansion of seawater as it warms. Melting ice from glaciers and ice sheets also contributes to sea level rise. It is important to note that the main driver of sea level rise is global warming, which is caused by the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, trap heat in the atmosphere and raise global temperatures. As a result, the polar ice caps and glaciers are melting, adding more water to the oceans. The rise in sea levels has significant consequences for human settlements. Coastal flooding and erosion are major issues that result from rising sea levels. As a result, infrastructure such as roads, buildings, and utilities can be damaged or destroyed. It is important to note that homes and businesses located in low-lying coastal areas are particularly vulnerable to sea level rise. Additionally, saltwater intrusion into freshwater sources can contaminate drinking water supplies, posing a serious problem. Furthermore, the displacement of people from coastal areas can lead to various social and economic challenges. To cope with the challenges posed by rising sea levels, coastal communities need to implement various adaptation strategies. These strategies can include the construction of sea walls and levees to protect against flooding and erosion. Furthermore, promoting the use of alternative energy sources is crucial in order to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the global warming that is driving sea level rise. In addition, improving coastal land use planning and zoning can help prevent further development in high-risk areas. It is also important to restore and protect coastal ecosystems, such as mangrove forests and coral reefs, as they can serve as natural barriers against sea level rise. Moreover, education and awareness programs are essential in order to inform communities about the risks associated with sea level rise and to emphasize the need for adaptation and mitigation strategies. Let's delve into the fascinating aspects of tree communication and social behavior highlighted in The Hidden Life of Trees. Trees have intricate communication systems that allow them to interact with each other. They can send chemical signals through their roots and release them into the air. These signals serve as warnings to neighboring trees about potential threats, such as an insect infestation. Additionally, trees can share nutrients and resources with each other through their interconnected root systems. This communication and cooperation among trees highlight their social behavior and interconnectedness. Now, let's discuss the interconnectedness of forests and the vital role of trees in maintaining ecosystem health. Forests are complex ecosystems where trees are interconnected and rely on each other for survival. They form a network known as the Wood Wide Web, through their extensive root systems and fungal connections. This network enables trees to share resources, such as water and nutrients, with each other. Additionally, interconnected trees can communicate and support each other during times of stress or disease. The role of trees in maintaining ecosystem health is crucial as they regulate the climate, filter pollution, and provide habitat for many species. Now, let's touch upon the implications for forest management and conservation. Understanding tree communication and social behavior has significant implications for forest management. Proper forest management practices should consider the interconnectedness of trees and the importance of their communication systems. It is crucial to incorporate conservation efforts that aim to protect and preserve the natural communication systems of forests. Maintaining healthy forests is essential for the well-being of all species, including humans. Effective forest management can help prevent deforestation, promote sustainable logging practices, and preserve biodiversity. The central themes of The End of Nature are deeply rooted in the concept of human-caused climate change. The book explores the idea that human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, have significantly impacted the Earth's climate system and ecosystems. It emphasizes the urgent need for collective action to address this issue and mitigate its effects. One of the key messages of the book is that human-caused climate change cannot be solved by individual actions alone. It requires global cooperation and policy changes. The End of Nature played a pivotal role in shaping public discourse on climate change, as it brought attention to the human contribution to this phenomenon. It helped shift the narrative from a natural occurrence to a problem caused by human activities. The book's influential role in raising awareness about climate change paved the way for increased public understanding and support for collective action. Additionally, The End of Nature highlights the interconnectedness of the natural world. It illustrates how changes in climate can have far-reaching impacts on ecosystems and species. The book draws attention to the fragility and vulnerability of the Earth's natural systems and emphasizes the need to protect and preserve them. Overall, the central themes of The End of Nature revolve around the concept of human-caused climate change, its implications for the natural world, and the urgent need for collective action. The central themes of The End of Nature are deeply rooted in the concept of human-caused climate change. The book explores the idea that human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, have significantly impacted the Earth's climate system and ecosystems. It emphasizes the urgent need for collective action to address this issue and mitigate its effects. One of the key messages of the book is that human-caused climate change cannot be solved by individual actions alone. It requires global cooperation and policy changes. The End of Nature played a pivotal role in shaping public discourse on climate change. It brought attention to the human contribution to this phenomenon, challenging the prevailing narrative that saw it as a natural occurrence. The book highlighted the need for collective action to effectively address the climate crisis. It argued that individual actions alone are not enough and that global cooperation and policy changes are necessary. The inspiring story of William Kamkwamba and his book, Say As Interpret As Equals, Characters as the Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, Say As, documents his remarkable journey to bring electricity to his village in Malawi using the power of wind. Kamkwamba's determination, resourcefulness, and ingenuity are showcased as he overcomes adversity and uses renewable energy to make a positive change in his community. By harnessing wind power, he successfully generates electricity for a village that previously had no access to it. This story not only highlights the incredible personal journey of Kamkwamba but also emphasizes the significance of renewable energy in addressing energy poverty. The importance of renewable energy and grassroots innovation cannot be overstated. Renewable energy offers a sustainable and clean source of power that doesn't deplete natural resources. By shifting to renewable energy, communities can reduce their dependence on non-renewable fossil fuels, which not only harm the environment but also contribute to climate change. Grassroots innovation, exemplified by the likes of William Kamkwamba, plays a key role in addressing energy poverty. These local initiatives leverage local resources and expertise to find creative and sustainable solutions that are accessible and beneficial to communities in need.